Hey gang, Joyce with Skipping Calves Farms. I'm standing inside my sheepfold. This is Daughter, otherwise known as 2471. While she was at Dr. Kent's, she was bred. This is Mama. 2471 was the last non-bottle baby ewe that she had, and Mama is now 13 years old, and she's a goofball. She's got one ear that's been torn, and so it droops. She lost her number tag many years ago. I did a video earlier, a while back last spring. She got her head in and there was a stick sticking through that hole in her ear. It was so cute. It was just a few seconds of video, but yeah, this is Mama. Mama is a love muffin. She likes attention. She's pretty mellow. She is a Katahdin ewe, and her sides are a little sunk in today. She's kind of hungry. It's been a stressful day. They've been spending quite a bit of time in the trailer getting the things set up, and then putting them on the trailer, and then driving them home, and then unloading them. This is Daughter, 2471. Daughter is one of those kinds of ewes. I don't know if she's just being a teenager or if she's flighty. I guess we will find out after she has her babies. Maybe babies. Very few first-time ewes have twins. But Dr. Kent said he thought maybe she would have twins. He said he thinks she looks like she's got twins, and he should know, but she's got a freckle face. But she's real smart, always got her head up and looking around, which is good in one respect and bad in another, because it's kind of hard to keep her inside a fence. If she decides she likes what's better on the other side of the fence, then she's going to be a troublemaker and an instigator, and she's going to try and figure out a way to get there. And she's pretty smart, so she usually does. Mama is mellow. She's just a little love muffin. She'll just let you sit there, and she just wants to be scratched. Her coat is a lot thicker than it was when she left here, which makes sense because it's winter time. But they both like to have their sides scratched. This is a little bit of last year's winter coat. When you have a first year sheep, ewe or ram lamb, they usually don't shed off completely, and that's the one spot where Daughter never lost her winter coat from last year. But we came and gave him a bucket of nice clean water, and I put out a little bit of grain for him. Didn't take them very long at all to polish it up, and I may have to hook that a little bit differently so they don't get their heads caught on that bucket handle. And then tomorrow, one of the cool things about this little sheepfold is it's made out of 4 16-foot cattle panels that I cut in half, so you end up with a straight edge and a tongue per each panel, and then you end up with 2 panels that have tongs on both ends and 2 panels that have straight edges on both ends, but it works out great. Then I made these curly Q hinges out of 9-gauge aluminum wire, and so you can pivot that any which way you want. Makes it very mobile, makes it easy to carry. Also, it means I can open the gates inside, I can open the gates outside. So, for example, they came in from over there by where the Jeep and the Lincoln is. And you can kind of see the alleyway, and then they walked up here. They walked up here and came inside the sheepfold. Because this is the only door open. I had this door closed. We got the pigtail hanging from. Well, guess what? Tomorrow morning, what I'll do is I will open up that panel. Personally, I generally like to open it to the inside to get them used to it, because animals prefer that you do it the other way. But if there's no, I'm only dealing with 2 animals. They've been here before. They know how the game is played. So I'll probably open it to the inside. And then they'll have access to this alleyway going all the way down. And then they'll have access to grazing space down and around. See if I can use my finger here. There's a wire right. I don't want my finger to get that focus. But there's a wire right that goes right across there. And so they'll be grazing back by the beehives and the wood pile and the boat and the chicken tractor. And then they'll have, let me see if you can see it better over here. Let me zoom back out. Then they'll have this narrow alley. It's only a couple, 3 or 4 feet wide between the perimeter fence and this temporary fence. It's only about 3 or 4 feet. So it really doesn't take a lot of grazing space away, because they're not going to graze real close to that perimeter fence anyway, because it is hot. Pretty much 10K, 10,000 volts. So they don't really push it. So I may be losing 3 feet of grazing, but they also graze around it and they walk it. And for me at this point in time, that seems to be working pretty well. So we'll see whether we continue it going forward. This will be the first time I've had sheep on the property in the winter time. As you can see, there's a lot of standing hay, and there is some fescue, probably 40% fescue. Some of that fescue is 12, 18 inches. So we'll just have to wait and see how things work out in terms of grazing. I'm going to start out with about 12 by 12 small, tiny paddocks after the first number of days that they're in the back, so they kind of get reacclimated to the property. Then I'm going to be putting them in paddocks that you can kind of see right there in the middle. They're not all wired up yet, and they're about 12 by 20 or 12 by 12. They may get 2 of them a day. They may get 1 of them a day. They may get 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, and then both of them for the second day. I don't know. I'm just going to have to see how they graze and what the status is of the forage. My most important livestock is not Daughter. I hate to tell you this, Daughter. You're not my most important livestock. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, Mama, you aren't the most important livestock either. Most important livestock are my microbes. My earthworms and my microbes. My earthworms and my microbes. You're such a goofball with those crazy ears of yours, Mama. Makes you so charming. So, we're here in their sheepfold. They've got water over there. They went through that grain pretty quick. I've got these panels here of sheet metal. Gives them shade if they need it. It gives them a way to get out of the rain. They really don't need to get out of the rain as adults. That's a little bit different with lambs. We are going to be getting some cold weather here in the next few days. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put, I may take some sheet metal, like the panels that are here underneath the, I have some other panels that are not in very good shape, but that are kind of like the ones that are underneath the semi. I may bring one or two of those panels over and hook it up to the side. You know, basically, you've got the corner right there, the T-post in the middle, and then you've got the other corner right there. I may bring and put one across and either zip tie it or wire it or whatever. I haven't decided yet. And then that way I can just put it on whatever side of the sheepfold. Like right now the wind is coming from the south, so I could put it across this side, and that would give them a way to be out of the wind. So I'll just have to pray a little bit more about it. I've got 24 to 36 hours before it's going to get real cold. So Lord willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll figure it out between now and then. So with that, gang, welcome back, Mama. And if you'll notice, I try not to scratch her on the top of her head. I'll put my hand in front of her lips. I'll scratch her chin. I'll scratch down here. But you never want to deal with the top of their head, especially a ram. Never get a ram used to you scratching their head. Because when he gets older, he's going to come up and butt you from behind. And you don't want to get injured. So, see how those ears are just lopsided? It's so cute. Anyway, there's Mama. She's a little sunken in tonight, but she'll be doing much better tomorrow. And here's Daughter going, hey, man, where are all my buddies? I had a bunch of buddies this afternoon. Now it's just me and Mom. Oh, man, I'm stuck with the old lady again. From what Dr. Kent said, the daughters will remember their moms and they'll be attached to their moms until they give birth to their first set of lambs. And then they kind of forget. Mom is a grandma. Nope, Mom no longer becomes a non-entity. But yeah, Mom will follow me around. She'll be in whatever part of the wants to be in whatever part of the pasture I'm in. Especially if I'm listening. I listen to a lot of gospel music, Christian music. A lot of it's really kind of old hymns and psalms and stuff. It's amazing how the animals calm down and settle down when they hear the old-fashioned lyrics and good music. So I try to keep my phone with me, because when they got off the trailer, I was listening to a new composition of the 23rd Psalm that I recorded that was performed in a church service. And boy, did these guys just mellow out. Yeah, you mellow yellow you. You're so cute. They just mellowed out, walked in front of me all the way over from over there, over here, like, oh yeah, I remember this. We're back home again. So, looking forward to this week, but it's going to be a busy one. So with that, gang, there's Daughter in all her cuteness. Hey, Daughter, you want to give us a look-see again? You want to look over here? See, she's always watching. She's always out looking. Freckleface. Hey, Freckleface. Hey, Daughter, what you doing? There you are. There you are, Freckleface. Isn't she cute? She's a little preggers. Yeah, she's yep, you can see right there. She's a little rumbly and the tumbly, so we'll see what happens. Maybe in March. Well, till then, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day, and whatever you do, just keep chasing the dream. Bye now.